Hello YouTube, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be giving a quick run through of the Cami Road course here on CarX Drift Racing. I'm going to kind of break it down for you, show you the line I like to take, and explain why I take that line. Of course, there are different ways of doing everything. This is just the way I like to do it, the way I found to be easiest to link the whole course, and I think this will help you guys out as well, especially if you're just kind of getting into it. This course, at least, this is one of the more advanced tracks here on CarX, so if you're just starting out with the game, I would suggest trying some of the other courses first. This one's pretty difficult because it's narrow, there's a lot of elevation change, and a lot more things to think about. But yeah, we'll jump right into this and kind of start from the beginning and explain how I run the course. I would also recommend using a pretty grippy car. This car is like one of my most grippy drift cars, and it'll just help you because it's a pretty fast course and there's a lot of long extended sections that you're going to need some grip and some speed to get through, as well as some super tight corners and like hard deceleration zones. We're going to have a lot of speed and need to slow down really fast, and having that extra grip is going to help you have a little bit more forward drive to get the car around the corner. I find a lot of the mistakes people make on this course is just not being able to get around the corner and sliding right off the outside. So let's get into it. Starting from the beginning here, I like to get around this first little bend with some speed and initiate maybe a third of the way through this little straight section here. Throw it in pretty close to that apex, let it start floating out, and about halfway through this next little straight section, probably close to right here, I'll add in quite a bit of angle to slow the car down and keep me from flying into the barrier. Here, you get some good angle. A lot of people will have trouble with hitting these barriers here. That angle is going to help you slow down, and then also slow down my wheel speed a little bit to help me get more rear grip to drive the car forward around the corner. You can kind of hear that in the RPMs. Then you're going to try to get to the outside here, transition across. You might need to use a little bit of handbrake to extend on this corner here. And then when I see these white lines, I start creeping in toward the apex and lowering my wheel speed to get as much grip as possible. And then I'm getting in tight on this apex so I have some room to float out to the outside here. If you're already on the outside, you're probably going to slide right off the outside there. And then once you start getting that angle you need to transition, hammer back on it, pretty much wide open, get as much speed as possible across this section, use the whole course from side to side. You need to grab some handbrake right here to extend over the top of this hill. And then I'm throwing in a lot of angle to just make it around this corner, but you might have to have less angle or more depending on how inside or outside you are. A lot of times when you're learning this, you're going to be really close on that inside there, having to use some handbrake to extend and probably some less angle. And then coming down the hill here, this is one part where the elevation change really plays a big factor. You got to think all the weight of your car is coming down this hill, ton of weight coming down, and as soon as you hit the flat at the bottom, all that weight is going to transfer down into your suspension and push your tires into the ground, creating a lot of grip. So your car is going to really want to grip up and straighten out about right here. You can kind of see it there is gripping up and straightening out. So I'd kind of wait until you feel it bite and then grab a little bit of handbrake to let it, break that traction again. And you're going to have to extend up to this corner. Handbrake's also going to help you slow down a little bit and then get back on it, get some angle, lower your wheel speed a bit, and try to get as much grip as you can to get around this corner. A lot of people, again, fly off the outside right here. So you hear me lowering that wheel speed, get out to the wall, transition. And I want to go too extremely wide here because you might hit that barrier on the left, but you also need to give yourself some room on the inside here. And then this downhill is going to obviously increase your speed some, so I'd throw in a good amount of angle to help slow you down, slow your wheel speed, because there's a really sharp turn at the bottom of this. Get around this corner. I like to stay pretty tight on this right wall here so that as I transition back, I can take the most straight shot onto the straightaway here and make the most out of it, hopefully get across it in a nice 3-motion drift, also known as sanpatsu. Come off the apex, get to the outsides, do a little 3-motion, and then this is another spot. A lot of people fly off the outside, so grab a little handbrake if you need to extend. Don't hold it for too long because you don't want to extend too far and fly right off the outside. Lower your wheel speed. Get on the inside here, get around this corner. Let it float out some to make it across this. This is a really long extended part. You might have to grab some handbrake right here to extend. And then going up this hill, you're going to have to kind of feel it out. There's quite a few sections where you might need to grab some handbrake to extend, and you're going to really try to focus on steering the car with the throttle here. Like, trying to kind of explain what I'm doing. So like right here, I'm trying to get on throttle and drive the car forward as much as I can before transitioning. Same thing right there. Lowering my wheel speed to not hit the outside here. A lot of people will hit that wall or just fly right past the end of it. And then here, you might want to kind of exaggerate the line I'm taking and aim more for the inside of this corner, so then you have more room to float out this way to the wall and transition back, because this little extended part is kind of hard to get through if you don't have a lot of speed. So you can try to, like I said, come off at apex and come out to the wall more on this sort of line up here to the wall and transition back up there. I like doing it a little bit earlier so I can start driving the car into this apex sooner and try not to hit the outside there. You're going to have to throw in a lot of angle here, really sharp turn, lower your wheel speed, let it float to the outside, start transitioning back. And I like to start transitioning, and as I can feel the momentum of the car driving from here to right about the end of that barrier there, as soon as it's past that and the momentum is going to start coming back into this, I grab some handbrake, let it slide, slow down, extend, get more angle, all those things the handbrake's going to help with right here. Come as close to the apex as you can, let it float out, transition, lower your wheel speed, add some angle to get around this corner, drive the car towards the inside here to let it shoot across and float out to the outside. And then same thing like I was explaining at the top, you're going to feel where the momentum of the car is shooting this way and grab some handbrake to get a little extension of your line, add more angle, slow down, come back in. You can kind of shoot across the apex, let it float out here, float back over, get across the bridge, and then I like to stay close on this right wall here, about to where the white lines end on the road, and then let it start shooting out towards this tree. Right there, start coming back, transition over, grab a little bit of handbrake to extend, get on the inside, lower your wheel speed to get as much grip as possible, not go off the outside here, and then where you see these white lines ending, you're going to start letting it float outside to get across this long part. Probably going to have to use some handbrake in here to extend your line. And then I like hitting these two apexes on this corner and the next one, but you can kind of mess with your line on this part, figure out what works for you. And then I like to come in off this apex so I can float out late and extend this transition as much as possible from side to side. Grab some handbrake to extend. Try to keep from going off the outside here by maybe sticking a little more inside, letting it float out here. And that's it. You're to the end of the course. I hope this helps. It's a lot to think about, mostly managing your speed and managing your grip. A lot of that is going to come down to managing your RPMs and your wheel speed. If you lower your wheel speed, you're going to get more grip and more forward drive to drive the car around the corners. And you're going to be using the handbrake quite a bit to extend on those longer sections. And then in conjunction with the lower wheel speed, you're going to use higher angle a lot of the time to, use that forward grip that you're gaining from the lower wheel speed to be able to drive the car around the corner. If you don't have the angle, it's not going to drive where you want it to. And the angle is also going to help you slow down as well without extending too far like the handbrake would do. So I hope that helps. I'll let the video play all the way through here so you can kind of pause at the points you want and see. But that does it for the commentary portion, and I hope this video helps. Hope you guys enjoyed. Keep driving, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next one.